first of all, and I'm just going to kind of jump through a couple slides here, who we are, business model, and so on and so forth. But I'll give you a little intro on myself. I'm the founder of eXp Realty, started it back in 2009, and we're at the bottom of the housing market. And prior to that, I had actually ran a team-based brokerage. We were in 6 states. I had 3 physical offices. We had 3 teams that were co-located actually in other brokerages. And we had actually, back in 2002, actually, I'll go back a little bit further. 2002, I actually got my real estate license. I had got out of kind of technology and some startup stuff. I was looking for my next project. It just turned out that real estate was my next project. And in 2002, I got my license, built a very fast personal career in residential real estate. Rookie of the year, first year. My 4th year in the business, had a team doing over 60 million in production, top 50 nationally with Keller Williams. 2007, broke out to actually be as an independent a broker owner with running a team-based real estate structure. We did about 78 million in production that year. And 2008, we were on track to do about 100 million, and then the market came to a screeching halt. So very much like what we're experiencing right now was exactly the same thing that we were going through in 2008, and the velocity of the speed at which the housing market came to an abrupt stop feels very much like what we're going through right now, for totally different reasons. So back then it was because obviously the economy, anybody could get a loan. There's a lot of people defaulting on their loans, and as a result, it created a tailspin in the economy. This, of course, is different because most people who have been buying the last number of years since that period of time have put 20-25% down on their homes. I'm sure there's some that's a little bit less, but more down payments, better look at credit scores and those types of things. But obviously with the COVID-19 and the coronavirus, it has, in the last 6 weeks, we went from one of the most thriving economies to potentially going into something akin to a cross between 9/11 and the housing crisis in 2008. So in 2008, when things changed, we went from selling back in April of 2008, we went from selling about $7 to $10 million a month in production. I remember in October, we closed $700,000 in closed production for the month of October. And that's huge reduction. That was a 90% reduction in our sales volume, versus a prior month when we were at our peak. And so this is happening in a fairly short order. But in 2008, we ended up raising a little bit of money, went into 2009, and in early 2009, in April, we came up with the basic concept of how do we build a real estate brokerage that is can weather the financial downturn that will eventually show up in the market again. And we just sort of made that premise, and we said, okay, if we're going to do that, we need to build a real estate brokerage that's not dependent on bricks and mortar, and then we need to be able to leverage staffing costs in a way that actually made sense, and that was the basic premise. And so from April through about August of 2009, we worked on a business model, which I'm going to show you here in a minute, which is eXp Realty, which has been organically the fastest growing residential real estate brokerage in the history of residential real estate. And we didn't plan on that. We just wanted to build a really great model that was sustainable in good times and bad times. And we wanted to make it really great for agents. We wanted to put them in the driver's seat relative to their business. And we wanted to ultimately create something that ultimately would be able to weather storms that would happen at some point in the future. And now we're in it. So that's a little bit of just my history. but we launched eXp Realty in 2009.